before we start, I just want to show you that all the cards here are completely shuffled, and we're actually going to try something really quick. So I just want the spectator to name their favorite card out loud. So let's say their favorite card is the Ace of Hearts, for example. So I asked them, is there any reason why you like the Ace of Hearts? And they say, no, just because I like it. It's just like my favorite card in general. So I say, perfect, that's perfectly fine. So now I actually want the spectator to go ahead and shuffle the cards as much as they want. So I'm going to have them riffle shuffle these two halves together. So they're going to go ahead and do this just like this. And I can show you all the cards really are going to get mixed up just like this. I can take it back. I can mix them up even more. It really does not matter. So you named any card, and now we're going to test your intuition. We're going to see how good you are at finding your own card. So all that's going to happen is I'm going to deal the cards down one at a time just like this. And all you have to do is call out stop whenever you want. And when you say stop, I'm actually going to take a peek at the card and see if you got it right. Okay, that's basically all that's going to happen. So remember the card, and just whenever you feel that I'm arriving at it, just say stop. Stop here. Keep going. Oh, okay. Fine. Stop right there. Okay, you're sure about this. You want me to stop right here at this card. Interesting. And you said the card that you named was the Ace of Hearts, right? Well, I think you got it, just like that. Ace of Hearts. That is the trick, guys. And now for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So this is a pretty easy, simple trick, and it's a really cool application of a Die Vernon transfer move that I learned recently off of the Vanishing Ink Magic YouTube channel, and I thought it was really cool, so I thought I should show you guys a very cool application using that move. So here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So cards can be shuffled beforehand, but then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to spread through the cards here and have the spectator just name any card that they see here that they like, or you can just have them name out loud their favorite card in the deck. So for example, let's just use a different card than I did in the performance. Let's do the Jack of Hearts. So the Jack of Hearts is their favorite card, and then all you're going to do is you're going to control this card to the top of the deck. So all you're going to do is you are just going to be pushing the card over, and all I did was I culled the card over to the top. So if you guys haven't seen my last video, or maybe it was one of my other previous videos, but I taught how to cull a card in that video. So basically I just take the card here, I put my thumb on top of the card that is actually over the Jack of Hearts, and then I take my fingers on the actual Jack of Hearts here. As you can see, my fingers are moving that card, pull that card underneath the entire deck just like this, and now it's actually underneath all the other cards, and then I can continue to spread with my left hand thumb, and that card is just going to go underneath all the other cards until I reach the top of the deck. Then I can square up everything, and now if I flip over the deck, their card is now controlled to the top of the deck. So at this point, once their card is on top, you can have the spectator riffle shuffle the cards. Now this is a subtle move created by Danny DeOrtiz, I believe. You actually are going to break the cards so that it's a little bit more than half is going to go to the right side. So you're just going to break off just a small, like a third of the deck, and this small half is going to go on the left side, and the bigger half is going to go on the right side. So now you're going to have the spectator riffle shuffle the cards, and just psychologically the spectator is just going to shuffle all of these cards on top of all of these ones mostly, but there is a chance that that won't happen. But essentially what should happen is that the top card, the Jack of Hearts, should remain on top. And if it doesn't, there is a little bit of a cleanup that you can do. But you're going to shuffle the cards here, and the card should end up on top, because psychologically there's just more cards here than those, so it should end up on the top. But if that doesn't happen, if they shuffle the cards here and then that card does not end up on top, as you can see now it's buried underneath those cards, what you can do is you do that little spread out move, and what you do is you bring the cards back, and then you're going to break some of the top cards. You're just going to break them apart a little bit, and then move these cards on top. That's all you have to do as you move the cards back forward and then spread them out. And then you don't have to spread them out all the way, but just spread out the ones that actually are getting shuffled. And that's just a secret little subtle thing to control that card more to the top of the deck if it actually gets shuffled into the deck. So now the spectator sees those cards are getting shuffled, so you push them all together. And now, once the spectator does that, you're just going to control the card to the bottom now. So you just do that using an overhand shuffle. So you're just going to start overhand shuffling the cards, but just do them one at a time. So take one and then one, and now you can start doing blocks of cards just like this. And that will control their card to the bottom of the deck. And then if you want, you can do it again, but use your fingers here to retain the card just like this as you shuffle more blocks of cards. So you just hold their card in place basically on the bottom as you shuffle cards on top. So their card's on the bottom now, and now you're going to do the whole transfer move thing. So basically you're first going to give an example of what's going to happen. So just deal about 10 cards or so. It does not really matter. You're just giving an example at this point. So let's say the spectator says stop here. Then you explain that you're going to be peeking at the card, just checking that it's right. So what you do is you're going to transfer the deck from your left hand mechanics grip to your right hand biddle grip, just like this. Your left hand is going to come over and peek at the card with your thumb. Just hold the top down with your fingers and then use your thumb here to kind of lift the back up. And that's all you have to do. And now you're going to do the real thing. So now you're just going to deal the cards out just like this, and they can say stop whenever they want, because remember, their card is at the bottom of the deck. So they can say stop literally here, 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 it doesn't matter. So let's say they say stop here at this point. You're going to take the cards, transfer them once again to your right hand biddle grip, but before you peek at the card, you're going to take the bottom card and you're actually going to slide it over to the right. And this will be hidden by your fingers over here because your fingers are holding the cards in biddle grip, so your fingers are covering that card that's actually being held sort of out jogged to the side. So that will be covered by your pinky and ring finger here. So once the card is slid over, you're going to take your hand and put it on top of the pack here on the table and take a peek at their card. And then say, what was your card again? And when you say this, they're going to say the name of their card. And when they're saying the name of your card, you're going to take the entire deck here into your left hand. You're just going to clip it in between your thumb and the rest of your hand here. Just clip it right there. And then your hand is immediately going to drop down with the card that was out jogged on the bottom, which is actually their card. So essentially, you're taking the entire deck except for this card, and this card's being held here, so it's actually invisible from the front. And what you're going to do is, as you take the pack just like this, you're just immediately going to put the card down and then put the deck on the table and then use your thumb to lift up the card again. So it looks like it's actually the same card that you were lifting up before, but in reality you just placed a new card on top and it's actually their card. And then they say, oh, my card was the Jack of Hearts, and you say, interesting, and then you flip it over and it's perfectly their card. And then you can take the rest of the deck, square it up, and show that all the cards are normal. So yeah, guys, that's essentially the entire trick, and you guys can use that stop transfer move whenever you want. It's a really cool way to maybe use a force. You can use it as a switch, as I just did. Yeah, there are many applications of that move, so feel free to use this trick or make up your own trick using that move. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the video, and see you guys next time. Bye.